All right, so as always, long-running joke with Mike and I even chimed in during the Dayton event. I wasn't even in the booth, but for those of you that follow all of our events in the chat room and watch all the live streaming, it's a consistent joke on Mike not spending more than 5 minutes at a time in the commentating booth, whether he's running the tournament or not. If his job duty for the day is the booth, he's never here. And he's always got all these excuses. My excuse is adult attention deficit disorder, which we know it is adult ADD, that he doesn't take medication for. So you guys get stuck with me. We are 6 frames through game number 3. Shoot over to a Metro East team close to home for us. These guys are just across the river east of St. Louis. They're called Team Anderson, as in Jerry Anderson. Jerry Anderson, Tom Partle, Jerry Dwiggins, and Kevin Perkey, and Roy Adams. We'll see if Tom Partle can cover the 1-2-5-8-9. I'm sure he shoots at this spare a lot. No problem from TP. We've got Anthony Lacaze coming up again on 14. He's got the front 4 this game. Pete Weber spare in the first 3-bagger. We'll get you a good look at Anthony Lacaze. That's a 5-bagger for Lacoste, so good start for him. We got another PDW sighting here. Get you a good look on lane 14. Who do you think you are? I am. Oh, with the bird dog. I had the pleasure of heading north with Tracy and Pete today for the event. Pete's fired up. He was ready to get up here and do some bowling. We got the ticker up on your video feed there after 2 games. Solid 9 Pro Shop out of Decatur, followed by Turbo 2-in-1, and Team Barris around your top 3 there. So I'm sure the standings will be posted on Inside Bowling right underneath the video and chat box shortly. And it looks like they are. So if you want to see all the standings, you can see them on InsideBowling.com. If you don't like the little ticker that B Squared added for this tournament. So man, talk about lighting a fire. Mike left, went to the tournament office. Next thing you know, it's up on the site. So we're about 2.5 games through this first block on the Abbey Road pattern. And it's just, looks like it's friction filled, to say the least. These guys are getting some hook. Where are we at here? I don't. Yeah, talk to Mike about that. He makes the rules on that. I don't care. He won't even notice it. Yeah, I don't. I'm gonna get you up on the fan. Get you back on the fan cam here for all your fans to see. If you want to pick up the microphone, they can hear you a little better. There you go.
What's happening?
All right. What do you got for me?
I almost had a run at the stability strike socks.
Okay, so we had front 6, pocket 710 right there, and then you almost picked it.
Yep. I think Flanagan should let me strike out, and I'll still take him.
I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that.
It wasn't my fault, though. It wasn't my fault.
It wasn't your fault.
No.
Is there some friction mounting out there for you guys?
On this pair, you do not want to touch the side of the ball.
Right.
Honestly, I expected the scores to be a little higher. I didn't think we were going to jump from 16th to 6th. We even over 11-16. I thought we were behind the 8 ball first game. Did you talk to Matt Stevens today? Matt Stevens?
Yes, I have.
From Louisville, Kentucky?
Yes, he recommended I went to Vito's, Buffalo Wild Wings in Springhurst, Kentucky.
And ask for who?
Asked for
Matt Stevens.
Got some free plugs for you there. That's Funky Cold Medina, as always. That was the. They're trying to give a shout out to somebody, and he was talking without the microphone in his hand earlier. So I got him to actually grab the microphone this time to speak into it, so you guys could hear. For you Medina fans out there, but there's obvious the patterns breaking down, and the boys are getting some hook out there. So. PDW with a 5-bagger. We got Mike back. We've had a couple conversations with Funky Cole Medina. They were giving some shout-outs to some boys in the Kentucky area at a Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, really?
So I'm hoping we're live streamed right now at B-Dubs.
Oh, that would be great. So
I wouldn't mind eating B-Dubs for lunch today.
Yeah, I'm pretty hungry already. But they do have great food here. I did see a couple of things come out, some fried platters. It was really good.
No, that's true.
So I don't know if you let everybody know, but if you check your tabs down at the bottom, they've been updated.
Yes, we have.
You may have to refresh the page, but individual results are now up through game number 2. If you want to check that, you may have to refresh the browser if it doesn't automatically come up. What happens is our server looks for it every 5 minutes, but sometimes people want to be able to see it sooner than that. There's Kistner bowling two-handed. Double for Kistner. Looks like PDW down there.
Yeah, 5-bagger.
Yeah, he's got a 5-bagger.
Lacaz had the front 5, and so their team's looking pretty good there through 7 frames.
Let's look at these standings. Solid 9 Pro Shop sets the pace at 355 over through 2. Turbo 2-in-1 grips. We saw them game number 2 right here. They sit second at plus 312. Third is Team Barras at plus 286. The number to make the top 10, plus 129. So we're right at that 60 to 65 range per game. Gotchel over here with a strike. Here's looks like Rokito over there gets a double and got a little bit of a rise from the crowd here. Brett Shepard. You know, Medina's team with Shepard, they're actually out bowling Gotchel and Kretzer's team.
Yeah.
With Zerbinski and Himmler, the chief, and Jeff Furr.
Looks like 17 and 18 are just squirrely as all get out. But at 16, I asked Medina if they were getting some friction, and he said the hand does not need to come around the side of the ball. I got breaking news. I just checked my voicemail on my phone. Culpeppers in O'Fallon, Missouri is about out of beer coasters. So if anybody could hit my account for me and drop off some Budweiser or Bud Light coasters to their bartender, I would be appreciative of that.
Yeah, it's a little far to get that there now, a couple hours.
Saturday at 12 o'clock.
We're going to look at Pete Weber here, and then we'll switch over to our other pairs. Kretzer with a strike. Kretzer through 8, has 258 left.
I like Pete's, the way he's playing. It looks like he's using a high road with some polish on it.
Yeah, it's either high road or cross road. They're very similar in colors.
And it's getting down to an area where I've seen other guys getting hang, but the ball's recovering because it's getting through all the dirt in the middle of the lane.
It might be an IQ tour also. I like it when people throw frantics because I know exactly what it is.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
The only person to win 5 U.S. Opens, Pete Weber. His team sits first right now.
Where else would he bowl, Mike?
Yeah, earlier today I talked to Pete Weber. I was actually talking to Tracy. I said, I guess Pete's fifth, and he turns around and goes, where else would I bowl? Pete opens up 247, 236. Camden Rokita on that team, 227, 248. Corey Kistner, 244, and the one game under 200 for the entire team, 177. Lacaz, 246, 258. Steady rock there. And Rick Coy with 258, 214, also chipping in with his team that sets the pace. It's the Solid 9 Pro Shop from Decatur, Illinois. Now let's take it over to our other pairs, and we'll get back to these guys for the finish. Let's check out 17 to 20. Only 3 teams. We have 27 teams here in the field, and our bye team is actually on lane 20 right now. So look at Roy Adams from the St. Louis area, metropolitan area. Good friends with Jeremy Boyer. He's bowling today with Jerry Anderson, Tom Partle, Jerry Dwiggins, and Kevin Perkey, all from just on the east side of the river in the St. Louis metropolitan area. A lot of these players are very solid bowlers in the St. Louis area. They bowl a lot of events and have many, many titles. They're the guys to watch for. Obviously, in a field like this, it gets watered down a little bit compared to the flashier names, but these guys can certainly get it going. Struggling a little bit here with 698 up in fourth bowler in the 8th frame, Jerry Dwiggins. The heat down here probably is making the lanes hook a little bit more. I want to thank all 108 viewers. Don't forget, we do have a chat. Come on in, talk to us. Let us know what you think. Team Beaner here. Don't know much about these guys. All I know is Rick Kidd's getting ready to go up and bowl on lane 17. There's Tom Patton over there. KC Tournaments team, the Larry Stepp, Steve Keeler, Tom Patton team. Their scores are 234, 231, 237. Patton's going to be in the 180s here if he can fill it up. Larry Stepp also over there on that team. Gene Vincent. Gene bowling with Bean, Kidd, Box, and Larson, Team Beaner. Tom Partle Jr. throwing at his spare. Now here's Larry Stepp over here on lane 20. He's got a chance to shoot 233, first shot in the 10th. Give him the black cloud over there, I guess. And so he's going to need to convert this to be in the 2 teens. Their team's still going to have a nice score with 34, 31, 37, 188 for Patton, and 2-0 to 2-teen for Larry Stepp. So that's a nice rebound there. That's a good, solid game. Get off that pair with about 1,100. Jerry Anderson, proprietor of Redbird Lanes over in Cahokia, Illinois. We run a lot of events there. The Holiday Doubles Tournament, the Righty-Lefty Tournament. Jerry always gets a lot of people to come out and is a joy to work with. We love having Jerry on our team and part of our group. Funny story, actually, when Crest Bowl decided that they no longer needed my services back in May and told me that I didn't need to have income from that particular bowling center, I needed to go out on my own and do my own thing, which is working out nicely. There was a misunderstanding over some of the flyers and things that I had created at the bowling center that I took with me, and was called in a non-nice manner to let me know that I needed to make sure that the files that I had created were there for them to use for the new ownership, which I didn't have a problem getting to them, but since I was not contacted through any of the process whatsoever about what I was and wasn't supposed to do, Jerry Anderson, when I told him about it, he said, well, you want me to come sit in there with you? And he, you know, Jerry's a bigger guy. And I said, well, sure. So Jerry showed up and was right there with me just in case things got a little heated, but they didn't. And I got them what they needed. And Jerry, I really appreciate him stepping up to the plate and going into that meeting with me. So thank you, Jerry. Always very close to me in our area. And it's great to see him out here competing. Switch you over to lanes 13 through 16 now and bring you the end of game number 3. Bowlers today are bowling on Abbey Road. I'm Mike Flanagan with you here at InsideBowling.com. This is one of our live events. We have streaming services available. If you'd like for us to come do this at your event, we are for hire. Very affordable prices available. Our ticker at the top of the screen shows you the updated standings, and if you're watching here live online, you can scroll down below and see individual scores on our IBTV Live page that you can click through the home page of our website. We've got a tournament in a couple of weeks, the 18th and 19th of August in Dubuque, Iowa. $4,000 first place, $170 entry fee. Bob Hochgren's beautiful Cherry Lanes inside the Diamond Joe Casino. It's the 11thframe.com Open, where Jeff Riggles takes his website name to that event. He's a sponsor of the event, along with the Miller Brewing Company. And we're still taking sign-ups for that event. We'd love to see you there, and we'll be bringing that live to you on IBTV as well. I instructed the players today before they started bowling that if anybody wanted to stop by and sit in the booth, we'd certainly give them the opportunity to do so. We haven't had too many people take us up on that. But certainly if there's somebody you want to talk to and there's somebody that you want to say hello to, please let us know. Leadoff bowler on Shepard's team, 214. Shepard needs to strike out for 185. The Chief, Brian Himmler, if he strikes here on his fill ball, will have 175. So 15 and 16 looking a little tricky for some of the players. It's 10 back for the Chiefs, 175 for Brian Himmler. Got a bunch of noise being made a little bit farther down in the building. We'll see if I can't get Doug to go out and do some field reporting. We've got something going on down there. Want to check it out? Yeah, find out who it is. Doug's going to find out. It looks like we might have the front 9 a little farther down out of our camera range. We might be able to move one down there and bring you some bonus coverage here. Shepard 174 right here in front of us. Camden Rokita up on the approach here on lane number 14.
Oh, hit it! Yeah.
Camden was nursing, I think, a knee injury or a back injury and wasn't sure how he was going to hold up in this event. This is only game 3 of 10 today. It's going to be a long day. Bowling on Abbey Road right now, and they come back to bowl on a little Broadway, which should hook more than this. Don't forget, folks at home, if you're just joining us, this particular bowling center has synthetic heads with wood back ends. Antonio Medina competed at the PBA World Series of Bowling this year. Was actually eligible for Rookie of the Year. Josh Blanchard went on to win that crown of Rookie of the Year, but Antonio was just happy to even be mentioned in that list. Made a couple of deep runs in some of the pattern championships, and I know he really enjoyed his visit out there to the World Series of Bowling, Antonio Medina. And here's a look at PBA champion Anthony Lacaze. Also the Baker Doubles champion of our IB Baker Doubles tournament last year at North Oaks Bowl in St. Louis. He teamed up with Tom Hess. It took him 3 entries in a re-entry squad to become into the cut and make it into that field and cash, and they ended up winning the event. Doug, what do you got for us that's going on down there? What was that big roar about?
Hey, what's up, guys? I went down and was walking the settee area and hear a roar, and what do you know of Clay Herbach from the Western Illinois area shot 300. So it's not enough to get him some stability stocks, but a ton of congratulatory handshakes. Maybe we can come up with a pair of socks for him. No?
No, it's got to be on the live pairs. There's a lot of bowling left.
Clay bowled at Western Illinois at the same time we were going through our tenure at Lindenwood, Mike. So he's a good player.
Linda Keeler here in the chat says, Mike and Doug, thanks for making it possible for our twins to watch their daddy bowl. They loved it. Well, we're happy to bring that kind of coverage for you, Linda, and that's what we do here. But more importantly here than that, who do you think you are, Doug?
I am.
Here he is, PDW, 9 spare, 6-bagger, 9 spare.
What happened in the 8th?
Back going here. I didn't see it.
He gave it the little hip kick there. One of the neatest Pete Weber stories I've heard with my time around the Weber family was when the Webers owned, was it Dick Weber Lanes in Florissant, off the Washington Elizabeth exit, right? Mm-hmm. And when the tour stop would come through there, Dick would challenge anybody that wanted to bowl his son Pete. And Pete was maybe 11 and 12 years old, and he would back Pete for whatever the guys wanted to bowl for. And this was in an effort to have some guys that were from the coast or had a lot of travel expenses to maybe make some free money that Dick would always pay. And if Pete won, all they could buy him was maybe a cheeseburger or soda, and then they would tell Dick what they wanted to bowl Pete for, $50, $100. Dick would take any action on his son. And there was an event there, and Pete only lost like 2 games out of everybody that challenged him throughout the week. He was like a 12-year-old. Yeah, so that was one of the neat stories, and like I said, it was just an effort for guys to make some extra cash, and it turned into this little thing where, you know, everybody was eager to watch PDW as a little kid out there bowling with these guys. And he was taking it to him then, so it was a neat story. I always enjoy sharing that one.
You know, I'm looking through the standings here down below in our individual results tab, and, you know, I'm noticing that Tommy Jones is struggling here out of the gate. 204, 188. I'm looking through at the teams, looking at the really big names, and some of them are really, really struggling. Brian Himmler, 171, 202.
Tommy bowled a better game than 204 that first game. He stoned 2 7s and missed both of them.
Well, then he really didn't bowl a better game.
Well, I'm just saying he was, you know, he was got to make. Yeah, he's got to make the spares, but
I know what you're saying.
He was close.
Yeah. But with a lot of bracket action out there and everything else, you know, Carter, home house, 173, 236. Mike Fagan, 221, 235, throwing that red hammer from the outside. That's really nice. I like to see that. You know, if somebody on Team Wolf can get it going, Fagan 221, 235. The other guys are all in between the 190 and 2-0 range. Shannon Polhowski 211, 154.
Yeah, she that was on 17 and 18. They did not like that pair at all.
Brian Goebel 194, 192.
B squared bounced back with a 240 after his first game, which we knew he had that in him.
Here's somebody who we haven't mentioned at all today. Maybe you have while I was out of the booth, but Danny Wiseman, 246, 265.
He was down on 11 and 12, or he might be this game, but I haven't seen what he's done. I keep missing him, and I don't know what position he's bowling on that team. I'm assuming 5th, but some of these big names, they get with their guys and they're bowling and they don't.
Danny told me yesterday that he wanted to bowl a PBA regional up near his hometown this weekend, but because his good friend Bruce Postal asked him to come out and bowl this, he decided to come on out. Danny's been friends with Bruce for a long time, and Bruce has just gotten into the pro shop business and actively promotes on Facebook and is a friend of the show, so thank you so much. "27 teams came to play here today. They're going to keep bowling until probably 9:30, 10 o'clock tonight.
How many teams you think we'll have for our 5-spot event at Tropicana?
Hoping 40, 20 from out of town and 20 in town.
So we'll get 20.
Never stops over there unless it's a recording thing again. Where does it say it stops? This little thing here tells you how it's going. The green thing. I know. I wish I could put it to go to the top. But it's fine now. When I was sitting there, it went to the red.
Got a question for our people in the chat. If you could let us know, how's the feed coming through? We've got a couple of things here giving us indicators that it might be a little choppy just in the building here, and we want to know if that's occurring for you. We want to make sure that that you're seeing exactly what you need to see. What did Chris Taylor do after his 260 game? Down here on the individual results, looks like 177, 266, 177. Thank you, VT Hokey Nick. It cut out for a few seconds about 2 minutes ago. We believe the reason for that is when the bandwidth really gets hammered in here with people on their Wi-Fi phones and stuff and everything that we're using here. We think that once in a while that might happen, and we noticed the thing up here in the booth.
You think we could get Tom Adcock on the fan cam here?
Yeah, Tom, you want to talk to us? Yeah, here we go. We're going to get
just
Tom
pick up
Adcock.
that microphone right there. Hey, Tom. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How you doing, Doug?
Good. We got you on the fan cam here, and we just would like to know about your experience this far today.
So far today, our team's bowling pretty good. We need some breaks. I think we're just playing about par.
Yeah.
I know there's a few teams that are looking at the scoreboard that are rolling really well, so I think we just need to get through a few more games and get to the second set, and I think we'll have a very good look for the second set, a lot better than this one.
You got anybody watching on InsideBowling.com here today? Watching you?
I'm not really sure who's actually. I've
Yeah.
mentioned it to several people, so
Cool.
if, let's say, Al Pope is out there watching, hello, Al.
All right.
Al Pope, all right.
I
Al.
talked to him yesterday. I told him I would say, hey, if I got a chance, so...
How about when I
other than
say World Team Challenge Peoria, Illinois? What comes to mind, especially when you're looking at us sitting right here?
Yeah, that was a fun time.
Yeah.
We had a good team then, and we had our chance, but
Yeah.
we fell just a few pins short. We were close, but that was still a good time. I enjoyed it. I'm just glad somebody asked me to bowl.
When
So
That was a long time ago.
yeah, that was fun though. That was still fun. I'm just glad that Jeff has gotten this thing off the ground, and hope we have more of these
Sure.
type of tournaments going forward with your guys' tournament possibly here in a
Yeah.
month or so. And,
Right.
And
Team bowling is, you know, we can't let it go.
absolutely,
So-
absolutely. That's definitely the way this sport should start building. And
Yeah.
I mean, the only other thing we have is the USBC every year going to the Nationals, and that's a one-trip.
Right. Once
set,
a year.
so-
Right.
It would be really nice if we can have something like this about every 4 to 6 weeks or 8 weeks or whatever, at least
Yeah.
once every couple of months.
Yeah.
So
Well, thank you for your time. Good luck the rest of the day.
thank you guys.
That's Tom Adcock on our fan cam.
Thanks, Tom. Yeah, because of our audio sync issues, we'll show them who they are, and then we'll just jet out. And,
Yeah, because we don't want the
Yeah.
feed running too slow. The webcam that does the fan cam is running a little delayed. But they're going to be up on 17 and 18. You got the pairings in front of you there, Michael. This is Dougie Fresh, Doug Lakey coming to you from the Mary Teubner Team Challenge. For those of you just joining us, we are heading into game number 4. We've got the ticker on the video feed that shows the current standings as of 2 games. We will give the boys in the tournament office till about the 3rd frame, and Mike could go light a fire, and we'll have the standings as a game 3, hopefully sooner than later.
Right now, all eyes on Pete Weber. He's got 269 left. He's up on lane 13. There he goes. Bada boom. The Weber team has the biggest cheering section. I believe everyone's brought out their family and friends.
They do.
Camden's friends. And
I like their team. Camden is, I'm a fan. That's a name that, you know, he just shot, I think he just came in like 5th or 6th place in all events at USBCs.
Mm-hmm.
He was a solid regional competitor. Everything he bowls, I've never seen the guy have a bad day, and that shows kind of the way he prepares and gets ready for events. He's all the way around. It's just a solid competitor. So I always enjoy watching Camden. We're going into game 4 here, and since we are covering 8 teams, I like to start going through the pairings for the next game.
Real quick, Doug, Pete runs
Yeah.
over the rack for a 7-pin.
Yeah, I
He's
saw
going to be
that.
258. Looks like they're going to shoot about 1160, which is going to be probably extending their lead.
Yeah, one more thing on that, and I mentioned riding up here with Pete and Tracy, and he gets fired up for team events. He's ready to bowl, and I've had the pleasure of bowling in some trio tournaments with Pete, and Pete, obviously he's a fierce competitor, and every time he bowls, but he digs deep for team events. Whether it's on the golf course, whether it's on the bowling lanes, he just really likes coming through for people. And it really shows, you know, especially in 5-man events, you know, he's anchoring that team. And I like it. He's a great teammate. He's on every frame, working, talking, telling you what he sees, and, you know. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Here, let's.
You want to come over to a fan cam and interview real quick?
Yeah, well, Jeff, can you come over? Jeff, no, can you come over here? Can you come over here, Jeff? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna get.
We're gonna get our.
Yeah, just pick up that mic right there.
This is the fan cam right there.
Yeah, just a little bit this way, right there, big microphone. Oh, this way? Yep, just move a little this way. There we go. There he is, Jeff Carter here. Jeff, how's the event going?
So far, so good. We haven't had any logistical problems or anything like that. So we weren't expecting this much as far as like the brackets and things like that go. So they've been working pretty hard to try and get that all lined up. But as far as the tournament itself goes, so far, so good. Last night was great. Last night came off fantastic. So.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier, about how much money was raised. How much money do you think you'll raise over the course of this weekend?
It's hard to say from just this weekend, but what we'll do is probably next week we're going to make a $10,000 donation to the Simmons Cooper Cancer Research Institute, and then we'll continue to raise money throughout the rest of the year. So we'll start next year with money in the bank account, do our $10,000 donation again next year.
And you've been doing this for about 11 years?
I think we started this in 2001.
And when did Mary pass?
June 9th, 2001.
Okay. So your team now, switching gears, how's your team doing out there?
Well, if I could have got my head from behind the check-in desk when we're trying to get all the stuff set up early enough, I might have been able to give them a little bit more that first game, but we've got it going a little bit better now, so we're up to about 275 overs, so we're grinding.
Are you guys coming through here now?
Yeah, we're on 17, 18 now.
Oh, perfect. We'll be able to watch you.
You got it.
Let us know what's going on in this pair. Check in, okay?
So everybody that's out there watching, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate the help and support, so keep watching.
All right.
Make sure you check out the Lane of Lincoln Tournament's Facebook page.
Yeah, they're being updated on there, the standings.
That was Jeff Carter, our usually it's Slammy Global is our fearless leader, but that's Jeff today. This is his gig. He's also a participant. I'm gonna run through the pairings real quick. 13 and 14, we got our KC boys: Larry Stepp, Adamski, Lil Vold, Tom Patton, and Steve Keeler. 14, we got Team Steele: Mike Steele, Vince Biondo, Jack Sullivan, Kurt Amsiger, and Aaron Jones. Lane 15, we got Horton Nation: Todd Minotti, Ronnie Horton, Doug Becker, Sean Newman, and Chris Hans. Lane 16, we got Pin Action Pro Shop: Andy Stone, Dusty Hopkins, Jason Jones, Adam Johnson, and Mark Johnson.
Yeah, Andy Stone, this guy, he used to have a very solid game.
Yeah.
And he's a very big power player.
Right.
And I used to bowl Heart Illinois Youth Classic tournaments for this guy 15 years ago. I saw him walking down the concourse. He's like, oh my God, what's going on? So we're going to get a chance to cover him. I'm excited about it.
Then over on 17 and 18, we have Turbo Tech: Tom Adcock, Scott Raines, Mike Peters, Jeff Carter, and Jason Queen. 18 is BP's Pro Shop: Bruce Postal, Wes Edwards, Pat Henderson, Lonnie Wallachek, Danny Wiseman. Lane 19, we have Team Barris, which is Dave Barris, Chris Pearson, Chad Moss, Chad Kloss, Bill Guzko, and finally on lane 20, we have Solid 9 Pro Shop: Rick Coy, Anthony LaClaus, Kistner, Rakita, and Pete Weber. So we've got another, every game we've got, when you thank you for, we've seen them all, you get another chunk of guys that come through here, and it just shows the depth of this field. I remember Riggles calls Chad Moss and Chad Kloss the Chad Wreckers, which is my favorite name. My favorite nickname, because these two, when they get when these two get on a pair, because of their rev rates and they just wreck them. That's an extension off the shim wrecker term, but yeah, if Chad Moss and Chad Kloss are on the same pair, they are known as the Chad Wreckers. And last night during the Pro-Am, like Jeff mentioned, it was a success. But we did a win placer show at the end of the stream portion of the Pro-Am event, and my win placer show, and I also would pick them as a dark horse, was Team Barris, and they seem to be competing quite well. So
that's great expert analysis from Doug here. That's See, I love having you here because you know all these guys from the regional circuit that I have no clue about their games.
They're solid. Well, I mean, you know, how often do you hear Chad Moss, and then what's he go? He broke a record at the Bowlers Journal last year for scores.
Yeah.
But you don't see him. You won't see him again. He's going to bowl this tournament, and they're probably going to come in the top 3. They're going to win place or show, and you won't hear from him again. You won't see him, and then he'll go to nationals next year.
Hey, Linda, grab the twins.
Yeah.
Because here's Steve up on lane 14.
Oh, thank you for the. I've been hacking away at some of these names, some people I'm unfamiliar with. So thank you, Davey 300.
I believe that's Davey Rosen. Thank you for tuning in. And good news, everybody. We got more of this Decatur team, our tournament leaders, Solid 9 Pro Shop. They're on our streaming pair yet again. And you're going to get a chance. We've been saying it all day. But who do you think you are, tuning in, watching this?
Yep. Now we're going to get to see him.
Pete is.
19 and 20.
Switching to a new pair.
I love it.
I got to go find out what the hell he's throwing.
I know. You've been in the booth for like 7.5 minutes. Just had a soda. You can have a seat if you need a seat. So we had 2-player fan cam interviews there. For those of you just joining us, as this gets archived, you can go back and listen to Tom Adcock and his thoughts, and Jeff Carter going through our tournament host. And last but not least, we got the man, the myth. What's up, buddy?
Not much, Mr. Lakey, and all you fans in Inside Bowling.
There he is.
What we got to know what you're throwing. Everybody wants to know.
I'm throwing a Victory Road Pearl right now. Not doing too bad. 247, 236, and 258. So,
nice.
You know, not too bad. Team's bowling really good as a team.
Yeah,
so.
It looks like that.
Yeah, we've had 12, 20, 1350, and 1350, so we're looking pretty good right now.
That's really good scores. That probably gets you up in the #1 spot there after 3.
Well, maybe. I think we might have got passed again by Wriggle's team down there, but that's all right. Hey, our last 3 guys, Camden's got like 730.
Yeah.
Anthony Lacaz got 740, and I got 750.
Nice.
Corey Kistner's our weak link right now, but you know,
I know how that goes.
All right, we'll get him going.
But isn't he the one that put the team together?
No, Rick Coy, our leadoff guy, put the team together.
All right. Well, he's bowling two-handed, isn't he, Corey?
Corey's bowling two-handed, having just a little problem. You know, he starts out pretty good, and then like the 7th, 8th frame, he has a little problem. But you know, that's something we're trying to work on for him right now, and maybe get him a little stronger ball in the hand so he has a little more room to the right.
All right.
Because me and Camden and Anthony, we're looking at the right-hand side of the lane, making sure it gets over there.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Well, Pete, good luck to you. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks,
gentlemen,
man.
thank you very much.
Appreciate it, bud.
Talk to you later.
All right. Thanks. That's PDW. He doesn't know who he is, but we know who he is. I am. We appreciate these players coming over and doing a little interaction with us.
That was not staged, but Pete just reiterated everything I said about him on what a great team member he is. Although he's Pete Weber, and he's going to shoot his 750s in these events and make some bracket money, and hopefully the team does good. He doesn't have that attitude. He's spotted the weak link, and he's going to get it fixed for him. And they will work at that out as a team, and that's just as Tom Adcock and Jeff, you know, they all touched on just a great aspect of team bowling and how there's just not enough of it. These guys, most of these guys, you know, get together once a year for nationals, and then that's it. So team bowling can only help the sport, just gets more people involved. You got to think, the junior programs and into high school leagues, it's all team. And you hope to get that experience to get you into a collegiate program, which is all team bowling. Then you get done with college, and it's over. You have your weekly leagues that are mostly made up of 3 to 5 person teams, but you don't see it a whole lot again. So hopefully this is a step in the right direction, and for the fact that it's for a great cause is just icing on the cake. So we don't really have a scoring for the pairs. We are your scoring monitors. Individual and team scores are posted on the website below the video and chat box, on InsideBowling.com, and you can go back and see what guys bowled individually. But the cameras are set, and we keep them on the approaches. There's no camera guys out there moving them around. Maybe someday we'll have a live camera guy with one of those shoulder cameras. What do you think, Mike?
I would love to have that. That would be awesome.
Yeah. I think they're like $57,000 or something. They're like 40, 50 grand for one of those. Oh. Who do you think you are? I am 2-8-10 and then tripped the 2-8 out late.
Oh, that's a Storm Bowling Ball. It says it down there in the bottom left of your screen. Great sponsor this event along with Roto-Grip. A lot of sponsors came forth this week to help out for this tournament. A lot of local help here in the community. A lot of people knew Mary Teubner. Jeff Carter's the troop leader, but there's a lot of people marching in this army.
Okay.
Okay, we had a question here in the chat. What's the point of watching it if you can't see scores? Here's what we've provided for you. Write down on your screen what we do here at InsideBowling.com. If you're on the live stream page, if your browser says livestream.com/InsideBowling or whatever, you're not at the right location. The best place to be is at InsideBowling.com/videos/IBTV live. We've made it very easy for you to just go to InsideBowling.com instead of having to remember that. And there's a big yellow bar at the top of the screen that says live streaming in progress. Once you get in there, click on the play button right in the middle of the screen, which will bring you in your video. You'll have to watch about a 10-second ad. And then once that ad goes away, you'll be watching our live coverage. Then off to the right-hand side, you're going to see a chat feature where you can go in and make up a name, and you can chat within the screen there. Then if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see there's a little thing that says on-site photos and on-site videos, which are actually listed way down below. But then you're going to see 3 tabs. The first one says standings, and we do have the standings up after 2 games, where it actually says a solid 9 Pro Shop from Decatur, Illinois has a 2355 to pinfall total, and they're plus 355. Then there's a tab called roster, which was the roster we were given this morning. It's unofficial. There's a couple changes, but it gives you a good idea of what teams are in the field. Then when you click on the individual results tab, you'll be able to see team by team in order of standings what the individual games that have been bowled for the players. Now, we have had a report from a couple of people that some of the browsers are not having the standings, roster, and individual results tabs go up. I'm using Google Chrome, the most recent version of Google Chrome. If you go out and download Google Chrome for free and open it up in your browser, you'll have no problem seeing this. Now, most of the problems that have been reported to us are from Internet Explorer, and it's usually older versions of Internet Explorer. So I suggest updating your Internet Explorer to the latest version, then it should work okay. Also, you might also want to check some of your actual feeds that you have also, like maybe like Java turned on and things like that. I'm really not sure how that works, but Bob wants to know, so no game in progress scoring. Well, you know, there's not a lot of game in progress scoring, no. It's almost impossible to do that when we switch from screen to screen. That would take a lot of manpower to do that, but that's what we have for you, which is probably the most interactive coverage you're going to find on a bowling streaming network out there, all in one location. The PBA does an excellent job of updating scores, especially when it gets down to match play frame by frame in a separate browser tab. But that's what we have for you, and that's what we bring to you. In addition, you've got Doug and myself up here in the booth, Mike Flanagan and Doug Lakey. And if there's something you want to know about or want us to try to get someone up here or just want to know about some scores, we try to do the best we can to bring that to you. We just have a couple of cameras. We have about $40,000 worth of the equipment in here, and we'd love to have more cameras. So if those of you in the chat would like to see more coverage and maybe more channels, we do have a couple of things on our wish list, and the cameras we'd like to get are about $800 each, and we'd be more than happy to take donations and things to bring you better coverage. So back to action, Doug.
We've got it.
Lane 17 through 20. Anthony Lacaz. Looks like this this pair over here is hooking a little more, even though Pete tripped out a 2.8 on 2.810. Maybe they're just squirrely. We'll just call them squirrely.
They're definitely squirrely. You've got some people still attacking the outside part of the lane, and you've got the other 90% of the field are attacking the inside part of the lane. So you push the oil from the front part of the lane to the back part of the lane, and you are going to have squirrely bowling conditions. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at the guys in the chat.
Oh.
They crack me up. Absolutely crack me up. It's so funny.
Yeah.
They say that that I'm so polite when making somebody look like a fool. Well,
I don't think that at all.
But we're not. I mean, I'm not trying to. I'm just really
explaining
painting the picture that it is.
The product that we have to present is pretty straightforward.
Oh, and I forgot to tell you that we are the only streaming service out there that offers you a ticker up at the top, just like NASCAR, that lets you know what the scores are without having to click through anything.
Right.
Now, could it be a little cooler with graphics, and could we put, like, you know, all the sponsors up there, and could we get really intense with this? Yeah, absolutely. And if you'd like to volunteer and be an intern with us and load all those graphics in ahead of time before each tournament, we will certainly give you the access to be able to do that for us. And we'd love to have that help. Bob here says, sounds like a bunch of excuses for a free service that no one watches. Well, actually, only losers watch this, Bob, that's why you're a loser, just like the rest of us. We're all a bunch of losers. I think you might need to turn into a boozer and go head to your local bar or establishment, pal. I love you all in the chat, even Bob. I love Bob. Sean Swanson in the chat says, good shot, Lano.
That's why you watch.
How about Sean Swanson?
How about Sean Swanson?
He's bowled in some of our events. Gotten to know Sean over the last year and a half. Fighting a little bit of